Good evening. Thanks for joining us. The plan to move people out of the region's largest encampment is on hold tonight. A judge says nobody can be evicted or barred from the site at Victoria and Weber in Kitchener until the constitutionality of a new bylaw pertaining to that site is properly tested in court. Let's go to CTV's Krista Simpson now, live to break all of this down for us. Krista.
Tony, the region says it needs to clear the site for a major transit hub project. Construction on that is scheduled to start early next year. But now the region has been told they can't move encampment residents for now. Back in April, Region of Waterloo councillors approved a site-specific bylaw that allowed for the clearing of the encampment at Victoria and Weber Streets in Kitchener by December 1st. The region promising that it would work with those living at the site to find alternative housing by then. Now, that plan is on hold until the constitutionality of that site-specific bylaw is tested in court.
We went to court asking for an injunction and we were successful, and the court agreed that the region shouldn't be able to do anything related to this bylaw until they can determine if it's constitutional.
It's because of a previous court ruling from 2023. Then Justice Michael Valenti ruled that it was unconstitutional for people to be moved from the site because the region did not have an adequate number of accessible shelter spaces. The judge stating evictions violated the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms by depriving the residents of life, liberty, and security of the person. The judge also saying the decision could be revisited if the region could prove it was no longer violating those rights. A hearing to look at the constitutionality and legality of April's site-specific bylaw has been scheduled for November 19th to 21st.
People living at the encampment are the most vulnerable, and there's a lot of harms that could happen to them if they're evicted with nowhere else to go.
The site is set to be used as a staging and laydown area for construction of the Kitchener Central Transit Hub. The region says they need it by December for preparatory work before construction starts in March 2026. Justice Michael Gibson making it clear there would be a meticulous review of all the evidence before anyone at the encampment is forced to move, writing the court will not rush to failure.
There's a lot of evidence and there's a lot of important things to consider. There's a lot of expert evidence, a lot of important constitutional law arguments that will be put before the court, and I appreciate that the court is going to take the time to understand how important these are and not rushed into anything.
The region of Waterloo did not provide an interview but said in a statement, "We respect the court's decision to maintain the status quo at the site until the court hears and can consider all of the evidence and legal submissions for a full consideration of the issues in November 2025. Region staff will continue to provide supports at the site, including individual housing plans and connections to services." And while some people have already found alternative housing through the region, the encampment remains large. Ashley Skidema estimating 40 to 50 people are living there right now.
It is such a fluid place where people go who have nowhere else to go. And so there's still a lot of people who rely on that as a shelter of last resort.
The judge's ruling means people can come and go for the next few months.
There is such a sigh of relief that we don't have to go down and warn residents that they could be evicted at any time.
Justice Gibson's ruling is in place until November 21st. That's scheduled to be the end of the hearing on whether the site-specific bylaw is constitutional. The judge also promised to give more direction on whether his ruling will remain in effect and for how long at that time. Tony.
All right, Krista Simpson with the latest on the encampment story. Krista, thank you for that.